Every time, wow, I just put two and two together. Isn't tarot so amazing? Every time Selena is doing well, Francia comes to remind people not to like Selena, you know? I think Six of Pentacles is about money, being given money. I think someone is paying Francia to be against Selena publicly. To publicly say she's not a good friend, or just like slide her, not being supportive of her. And so people are like, you know, so Four of Swords, so she can act like the broken hearted friend who was done wrong. The bottom deck being Two of Swords, but I think Selena caught on, and I put a card up for a video that I did do in October. I said that Selena's very intuitive. Sun and Cancers are very intuitive, and she could. Hi everyone, welcome back to No Lifetime. My name is Holly, so grateful to have you all. Let's get into the reading. I'm really excited to have you all. So I have been doing the longer videos. I will have timestamps. For some reason, YouTube keeps taking down my timestamps that I put like in the actual videos, like when I edit them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the comment section. So look at the comment section and you'll see timestamps. Also going to do a link to my store where I have tarot cards, all that readings and all that jazz. So if you're interested, check that out too. I'm going to start doing a tarot course too very soon. Just finishing up an exam that I'm doing in my personal life, and then I'll start doing tarot courses. So if you want to learn about tarot, I'll be doing that very soon, so stay tuned. I'd say by August. Okay, so let's get into the reading. I used to do them before, I stopped doing them. I'm going to start doing them again. Okay, so let's get into the reading. I'm doing 3 consecutively. Like I said, I'll have timestamps. My name is Holly. Please like the video if you like watching my videos, if you support this channel. If you can't support financially, just liking it, sharing, subscribing really helps. So please do that if you can. Okay, so let's get into the reading. First I'm starting off with Harry and Olivia. I'm doing just an update to see what's going on. You know, I have gotten a lot of commentary with you, a lot of you guys saying you love that I talk about Aquarius in it and how we are, you know. I feel like I'm kind of giving Aquarius secrets away, but I think it's nice to kind of explain how we are, because, you know, it is what it is with us. Okay, so in update, when I was shuffling the cards, I got like a feeling of separation. Obviously they aren't together. I did predict that and I was accurate in that, but I feel like there's a distance, you know. Like I recently did a reading on them where I felt like there was kind of some residue, sexual residue, you know, things going on between them, not romantically, but seeing one another, not dating, but just seeing each other and so forth, on a whim, you know. And so let's get the continuation of that, because I get the energy of separation. So with King of Wands, the Emperor, and Page of Pentacles, I get a very strong sense here that, and this is, I said this 2 years ago, or like a year and a half ago, when I started my channel 2 years ago. I can't believe it. And I started doing Harry and Olivia readings like a year and a half ago. And what I got from a lot of the reading, that's how I can relate so much, Harry styles and our birth charts. If you don't know what birth chart is, it is how the planets were placed when you were born. So our birth charts are very similar. In fact, I was saying the other day, I think I need to get my birth certificate, because my mother told me I was born in the morning at 8:30. I think I was born later, because I really relate to rising in Libra, and Harry Styles is rising in Libra. He's double Libra and Sun in Aquarius, and I'm double Aquarius. Anyways, in a nutshell, long story short, I see a very parallel in how he operates. That's how I can relate to him so much, and that's how I can explain him so much. So I said this before, whenever Aquarius were going through, because we're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of do, action. So whenever he's going through something, he works a lot to hide his emotions. And it's not a very healthy thing. I used to do this a lot as an Aquarius. I used to bury myself in work, because I think work provides us with a feeling of gratification that sometimes we can't get from people. And, I think that's why lots of Aquarius don't really have good personal relationships. Because whenever we, work-wise, if you give us something to do, we will perfect it. And we often become number one at what we're doing because we're so adamant at kind of proving people wrong, being the rebel. And making sure that we're financially independent so that we don't have to rely on other people. So with Page of Swords, he's learning something. I think he has an acting coach. But I think he wants to prove Olivia wrong. I think he wants to prove her, I think she said some things to him, and this is Aquarius, whenever somebody tells us we can't do something. I had that recently happen to me because I'm studying something that is my next career. I'm still going to do tarot, but just something I'm going to do on the side. And somebody recently said to me, people don't really thrive in that career. And I said to him, with hard work and a good mentality, everything is going to be fine. And that's Aquarius, that's what we believe. With hard work and a mentality, that's why we don't like to surround ourselves with negative people. Whenever somebody's negative, unless we are negative ourselves, and I'll get into that sometime, about when an Aquarius can be negative, because I know some Aquarius, especially when they become older, can be very jaded, negative, and kind of like bitter, really, really bitter. But an Aquarius that's in our light, we always believe, and granted I have some things I'm working on still, doesn't necessarily mean I'm an angel, but I've worked through a lot in my life, and I still have a positive aspect in life, still have a positive mind frame. So does Harry. And we strongly, strongly believe that if we do things the right way, and especially if somebody tells us we can't, we will prove them wrong. And I think Olivia said to him, you're not such a great actor. I think when they're breaking up towards the end, because she's a Sun in Pisces. And I don't want to be negative about Sun in Pisces. I think that Sun in Pisces, I've learned a lot from Sun in Pisces. Two of my really good friends are Sun in Pisces, and they can offer you compassion, so much. They can teach you not to just give up on people, because they'll try again with people, But the downside of Pisces that I see strongly in Olivia, from energetically, and this is all energy, all intuition and energy, I pick up that when and I've had a Pisces ex do this to me, when she's not happy with that person, she'll make passive aggressive comments and just be not upfront. And Aquarius, that drives us insane. We don't like passive aggressive people. We like people upfront. If you don't like us, I'd rather somebody is a jerk. I have wonderful friends. One of my friends is not the nicest person, but he says straight up front, I'm like this, and that's it, and I can deal with that. We don't like people that are passive, that will pull things on a whim. That is very hard for us to have people in our lives that are passive aggressive. Very, very hard. And I think that was ultimately one of the reasons why he ended the relationship, because he felt like she would kind of manipulate situations. Obviously, I can see that very strongly. And Olivia, people come for me, I really don't care. But I feel like he had enough. And he, after that, his kind of revenge, breakup revenge, was doing his best at what she said he wasn't good at. I think she kind of made a joke. I see her like making a joke, like, well, like them talking about editing and stuff like that, and she's like, yeah, well, I had to cut that out because you weren't that good in that. Something like that, you know. And stuff like that really hurts us as Aquarius, really hurts us. We'll act like we're fine, but then we'll replay it in our heads and be like, why did that person say that? Like, why would they say that? And you know, usually we're upfront, but when it's passive and it catches us off guard, we're like, why would they do that? You know, constantly, why would they do that? Why would they do that? Until one day we cut them out. So the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I see her planning a strategy. I think at some point she thought if she started talking about him in a negative light, he would feel bad and come back, you know, like an abandoned dog. But not necessarily abandoned, but you know, like a stray dog. That's what I meant to say. But he didn't. And now that's when I predicted that she would come forward. So she's planning a strategy. First, she's going to make it seem Ace of Cups, Page of Wands, the one. Like she's doing better off, she's traveling, she's having a great time. But Eight of Pentacles and Hangman, her being broken up with is affecting her dearly. Very, very dearly. And I'm going to do an update about her and Jason very soon. Because I think a lot is going to come to light. And I do believe they are one another's comics, Jason and Olivia. And the story is not done because they're energetically tied to one another. Yeah, so that's what I have for Harry and Olivia update. Let's move on to Selena. Please let me know in the comment section. Please be respectful. I have no time for disrespectful people. I really, really don't. Let's move on to Selena Gomez. I also love to hear stories. You know, some of you have been writing me amazing stories, and I'm so grateful because I love to read stories about people, you know, and you guys share your heart. It means a whole lot to me. And I try to get back to comments. If you write the comment within a week of posting the video, I will most definitely reply. Like 9 out of 10 I'll reply. But if it's later, I might not always get back to you. Sometimes I go back to look at things, so sometimes I reply to that later. But as a whole, if it's within the first week of me posting the video, I will usually reply. Okay, so Selena Gomez update. Recently her friend Raisa, Francia, shaded her, allegedly. I have to say that. Let's see. About the kidney and so forth and so forth. Okay, so I did a video, I say in October of last year, November, December, January, February, April, so 6 months ago. Wow, I did a video about Francia. And I wanted to be very nuanced. You know, the whole idea of this video, this channel, is us growing from experiences. And I don't ever like to look at things as black and white, you know. I think most people deserve to be given a chance unless they are completely jerks and they don't take accountability, which can happen too. But this is all about growing, learning, seeing things from different perspectives. So I don't want to become like a Selena channel, Harry channel, Zayn channel. I don't believe in that. Or Gigi channel. You know, somebody wrote something really nasty about Gigi last week, and I blocked that person from the channel because that's not what the channel's about. I don't believe in calling people names, so please don't call them names. You know, so this is all about seeing people from different perspective, seeing them as relatable, because we can all relate, you know, whether we being the person that's hurt somebody or being the person that has been hurt. It's all relative, and there's a lesson to learn from it. So with Francia and Raisa, specifically I'm going to focus on Selena and how this is affecting her energy. Her sun is in Cancer. I believe Francia's sun is in Leo. And you know, a lot of my friends are Leos. I get along very well with Leos. They're my opposite sign. Romantic wise, I haven't had the best the best situations with Leos. I feel like some of the men are very my grandfather was a Leo. He was such a wonderful stand-up guy, a phenomenal person, phenomenal human being. But I feel like, I don't know what it is, a lot of Leos that I meet, particularly men, have this stubborn nature because they're fixed signs. But I think particularly the masculine, the male energy of Leos, they have this very I'm right, you're wrong, you know, which I see in her a lot. I see that in Francia, but I don't see it in a lot of Leos that I have in my life. I think the Leos I have in my life are very humble, kind. My aunt is a Leo. She's an amazing human being. If there's an angel working on earth, it's her, you know. But I see Francia has the shadow side of Leos. Same with Demi Lovato, excuse me. I think that needing to be in the limelight, and J-Lo too, needing to be in the limelight messes with them. And they have this constant need to be seen, to be liked. And they'll, I wouldn't say do whatever to be famous, but they will break their moral code for some attention. And I think Selena's gotten to the point where she's given up on Francia. I think that they had an agreement that she broke and so forth and so forth. And I'm not taking Selena's side, but I do feel like Selena as a person is more mature than Francia. And maybe that could be a Leo, you know, fire signs I feel like have a tendency to mature later. I say this a lot about Sagittarius, and I think when Sagittarius get older, they're a lot kinder people. I have a love-hate relationship with Sagittarius. Sagittarius and Libra I have a love-hate relationship with, because I see the good in them. I just feel like sometimes they need to get over themselves. And here, I think Francia needs to get over herself. And I'll explain why. So with the Star reverse, the Empress, and Six of Pentacles, I see very strongly here that the reason why I mentioned Francia, because even though I'm doing this about Selena, the Star reverse indicates to me that someone wants her limelight. So I feel like every time, wow, I just put two and two together. Isn't tarot so amazing? Every time Selena is doing well, Francia comes to remind people not to like Selena, you know? I think Six of Pentacles is about money, being given money. I think someone is paying Francia to be against Selena publicly, to publicly say she's not a good friend, or just like slide her, not being supportive of her. And so people are like, you know, so Four of Swords, so she can act like the broken-hearted friend who was done wrong. The bottom of the deck being Two of Swords, but I think Selena caught on, and I put a card up for a video that I did do in October. I said that Selena's very intuitive. Sun and Cancers are very intuitive, and she could catch the sense. I think Francia in the beginning was playing the perfect friend, you know, there for her all the time, blah, blah, blah. But once the kidney swap happened, and I think Francia was doing interviews and stuff, she could see she wasn't from a good place. Let me tell you something, okay? I think charity is great. I think giving things to people is great. I think being a genuine friend is great. Those do not deserve, rather, we don't do these things so that people can give us critical acclaim. And that's what I've seen a lot in Hollywood. You know, I've seen people do things on social media and so forth and so forth. And I've had my moments. I had to stop posting my charities and stuff on social media. It's fun to get people involved, but when you're doing it just to get acclaim and just to get the world to think you're an angel, that's not really doing it for the right reasons. So I think You know, people are like, oh, Selena went against her friend. When you think about like organ donors, you don't know their names, but they're still making such an impact in people's lives. So why is this different? Why is it different when it's Selena's friend as opposed to just a regular person, you know? Like, why does she owe her anything other than what she's already gotten? And I don't like when people boast about the things they've done for you and hold it against you. Go back and watch my video that I did about it before, because I think it hits a nerve. I don't think people are seeing it very clearly. And I think sometimes people that are famous or rich are held to a different standard to give somebody praise or to be there for someone or so forth and so forth, because they think, hey, this person has unlimited resources. She might, but why should she give her more than she's already given her? You know, and I do definitely think Francia has been using this as a way to get back into the limelight, but as a way also to be seen and to get roles and so forth and so forth. So at the bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles in reverse, as I clarified, 7 of Swords and 3 of Cups. There's a friendship that's severed, clearly, but about money. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So it's definitely, I think Selena might have paid off Francia and found out something that somebody else is paying her. But there's definitely another person that's paying Francia to do all of this stuff. The Moon and 9 of Swords. I think Selena found out, I think she sees psychics and stuff like that. She found out through, and she was heartbroken when she found out. She was betrayed. She felt betrayed, understandably so. So please comment. Again, please do not call anybody names. I block people that have this, everybody uses the word toxic these days, but I don't, I'm not happy, and I block people that have this negative, that bring negative into the channel. That's not the point of the channel. Okay, so moving on, last but not least, moving on to the Scandoval drama, Vanderpump Rules. I did a live about it very recently, I think a month ago. I want to see what's going to come of all of this. If you watch Bravo, I'm also a Bravo fan. Actually, Cruel Happy, what's the name of that channel? Cruel Happy World or something like that. She did a great breakdown of it. So if you want to catch up on the Scandoval drama, you know, Tom Sandoval cheating on Ariana with her best friend, you want to catch up on that, I would recommend pausing this video, coming back to it later, there are timestamps, and going to look at that video and coming back to see this one. I'll pin it in the description box. If I forget, please remind me. I said I have a lot going on. Okay, so what's the energy? What's the energy and what's going to happen with the Scandoval situation? Scandoval, as they say. So, they just released a trailer. When I do this, they just released a trailer for the finale of Vanderpump Rules and what's going to happen. So, I'm going to break down the reunion, the energy, and moving forward. So what's going to happen at the reunion? Moving forward. I love this deck, by the way. We have it in our store, so I'm going to put a link in the description. Okay. Excuse me, in the comment section. Okie dokie. So, Death. The High Priestess and 9 of Swords. So I think that somebody's going to be called out badly. I'm guessing from High Priestess and 9 of Swords, I can see very clearly here Ariana is going for blood, and I get it, you know. It's always interesting to me, you know, when people, I've been watching podcasts talk about this situation. By the way, I watched Nick Bell's podcast, I stopped watching The Bachelor a long time ago, but he said he was on The Bachelor. Great, I think, from what I can see through his podcast. Stand-up guy. He is so informative and very impressive at how he's grown and can interview people and give them different perspectives. I'm really, really impressed. I get more impressed the more I see his podcast. But I've been watching different ones talk about the situation with Scandoval, Ariana, and Raquel, whose legal name was Rachel. And a lot of them are just focusing, except for Nick Valls, they're focusing mainly on like, oh, Raquel this, oh, Raquel that. And, you know, I think we've all been in situations where we've done wrong, you know, and it's what we do after it. And I feel what's so shocking about Tom is that he can't say he has done wrong, and it's very unfortunate. I've dated some people like that. Too many. Too many guys like that. Not all guys are like that, but I've had my fair share of dating. I don't know if it's narcissistic. It is definitely narcissistic energy. I wouldn't call them narcissists because I don't, you know, I'm not, I can't really diagnose. One of them I know 100% was a narcissist. And I do think we overuse the word narcissist, but it's so frustrating. And looking back, you know, I was talking to a friend and I said, Ariana was seen as like the cool girl of the group, never had issues with people. If she did, she tried to work them out. And she was playing the cool girlfriend, and I've been in that position. I've been the cool girlfriend, and I'm like, I won't have any real boundaries because he doesn't want it, and I just want to get along with everybody, and only I got hurt. So her feeling like this, Alpha Blood, Nine of Swords, like I'm gonna take you guys down, it's normal. But I also think this is a chance for her to learn real boundaries. Even when she's talking about, I'm thinking about this episode where he's going to fertilize her eggs, you know, through a fertility clinic with his sperm, and she's just like, oh yeah, we can have a child or whatever. Like, you don't freezing your eggs and doing IVF, all that kind of stuff is very, very expensive. You don't start the process if you like, oh, whatever, you want to have a kid. Like, you have to make those decisions. And it's just, I can see how there were so many red flags about the relationship, but they just coasted along because that's the energy of like, laissez-faire, do whatever you want, and not having real boundaries and seeing that only you will get hurt, you know? So, King of Swords, the boss of the deck, he's going to say at the reunion, Tom is going to say, oh, Eight of Pentacles too. Interesting. So we're going to see, Ariana's been making a lot of money. They're going to highlight that too. But we're going to see that, and I did predict this before, Tom is going to say, oh, you know, I've been in a relationship with somebody like this twice. Oh my gosh, where he did something so wrong to me. And I confronted him and he turned it on me and said I was the problem. And it's frustrating because no matter what, no matter how angry you get at that person, they will never admit they're sorry. They'll never say they're wrong. They'll never, and you'll be like, you're crazy. Like, you'll want to raise your voice and yell at them and go insane. But they will never admit it. So shadow work, Seven of Wands, and the universe. This is a time for her to really go within, Ariana, and see that it was all meant to be. In a weird, messed up way, it was all meant to be. The Judgment, Six of Cups. She's going to say that. She's going to say too. In a weird, messed up way, it was all meant to be. And with the Judgment and Six of Cups, wow. Somebody's going to give her something at the reunion. And it might be Raquel. Interesting. I see Raquel giving her something at the reunion. I don't know what it could be. Like a letter? Okay, her extending her friendship. She's gonna give her something like a friendship. Yeah, Three of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Magician to renew their friendship. Even though Ariana's like, you're crazy. She's gonna give her something. It looks like it's a letter. If it's not the reunion, it's in the near future. She's gonna give her something. 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Because she's been isolated. Raquel is very strategic, very manipulative. Honestly, and this sounds really messed up, but I can see why Raquel would do something like that. You know, we've all been immature and had to grow and so forth and so forth, but Raquel has a lot of healing to do within herself. And when you're insecure, immature, have a drinking issue, I think Raquel has a drinking issue, you'll do anything. Like Lala said, she wouldn't trust her around her man. And I remember Sheena saying, oh, I would trust my husband in the same bed as, and that's one of those things that I'm talking about just being laissez-faire, allowing anything to happen. It's very inappropriate for somebody's friend to be in the same bed as someone's husband. It just is, you know. And until you have those like clear boundaries, I've learned you'll keep attracting these middle-aged immature guys because they can get away with it. And I also noticed when Ariana needed him, he's not there. And I can speak to that because I've been in relationships like that, because they constantly need validation, constantly need, like, it's a type of person that when things aren't working in their favor or you don't give them enough attention and so forth, they bail on you, they abandon you because they don't have the emotional development to deal with real relationships. So that's what I have for you all. Please comment. I'd love to have to say. Stay tuned. I will be doing more of these. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.